Hey, Jordan Belvedere, the Wolf of Wall Street for V4 and their business to sell your business for you.
So Jordan, my first one, everybody know you because everyone watched the movie. So my first question is, what is the real thing in the movie? What is just show off in the Scorsese movie?
So I think that what's great about the movie is that, overall, it gives you the feel of what was going on at the time. It really paints a great picture. The things in the movie that aren't real, it's mostly about when they change the timelines. Like most of the things that you see there, almost all of them actually happen. They didn't always happen as close together as they did in the movie, but for the most part, everything did happen. The things that were not true, or for example, like that speech I gave when I said I'm leaving, and I decided not to leave. I actually left. And I still was running the firm from behind the scenes, but for the movie, they wanted me to be there. But for the most part, it was pretty accurate.
Cool. Everybody that was with us here, for example, myself, I have been growing my company the last few years a lot. For example, in this year, I grow my company 30% month per month in revenue. And we have a big challenge there that is, for example, we have 400 people working there. That's a lot of sales guys. And we have one specific challenge that is hiring, training, and managing a lot of sales guys. What is your best advice or best tip for who are in this specific moment right now?
Right. So it's interesting that you say it, because about a year ago, I started a new division of my company, because for the last 15 years, I've been training salespeople for companies all over the world. And companies were coming to me saying, hey, we want you to actually find us the salespeople too. So I actually got into the recruiting business and I actually recruit them myself now. I recruit them, train them, and then deliver them to the company already trained. So for that question, I've really, in the last year, we've kind of perfected the art of how do you source the right people, how do you choose who's going to be right? And there's a couple of different things we look for. Number one is, it's not just, we go through 3 different types of interviews. We also have a specific test I created, a psychometric sales test that we give people that's very highly predictive of success. But then what I do is when I get hired by a company to recruit for a company, I'll actually put the salespeople through 2 weeks of training before they go to the company.
Perfect.
And then during that 2-week period, you see who's right and who's not. So let's say someone wants 50 salespeople, I'll probably hire 70. Some of it's just really a matter of, putting people through training. You have certain methodologies for sourcing them, picking them out, but then once you get your best group, then you want to actually put them through another couple of weeks of training, and you really can see who makes the final cut.
I have been working for a lot of different companies. We are advisory companies, so we have 7,000 clients in Brazil. And we see that a few companies have an on-board process to hiring people and training. They just want to contract to hiring and put them there and work, without any on-board and training process. Do you see this in the world?
Many companies that I work for have their own internal training. And what the training that I give salespeople in situations like that is more foundational training, meaning it's meant to see who's going to work hard, who's going to show up every single day. So it really is very powerful, because it shows you who's going to actually show up and do the job. And you don't, and so, and there's a, in the United States, it's very difficult to always, you can't just fire people very easily once you hire them.
Yeah.
So I act as like a buffer for companies that are doing a lot of hiring. So I'll hire them first, and then get to pick out the ones that are really good. Then those people go to the company.
In the marketplace, it's so common that people say that the customer is a king. For us in V4, we help other companies to sell more, sell better. And for us, when we see it in the marketplace, the customer is a king. In my manager, I believe that the seller is a king in a company, because who make the company happen is the seller. So we feel in our management that if you see the seller, the salesperson, like a king, and we do everything for them feel in this way, we will grow our company. Do you agree with that?
Well, yeah, so what you're saying is, so again, this is a very important distinction. So they're two different things. For you, your customer, you're selling to salespeople. So from your perspective, your customer is the salesperson.
Yeah.
Right? That's the person.
Yes.
Then from the salesperson, the retail customer is their customer. So you're selling to both your salesperson, that's your direct customer, is your salesperson. So for you, that makes sense. But again, the same thing keeps going each level down. So there's always that same mentality, is that the person, you're not, when I had that large brokerage firm, I was selling to my own brokers, they're my customer, and they have customers as well.
Yes, is that this is the point, because if I don't sell for the guys in my company, they don't want to sell.
Correct.
Other question that I have to you, I am so young. I have 26 years old, and I have my company in the last 10 years. I have been a businessman. And you make money, so you made a lot of money when we were young, and I believe that you have contact with other guys that are watching us, for example, that make money so young, with 26 years like me in 20s. Do you have some advice for who are watching us? What do you do when you are so young, making a lot of money? What you will do? What are your advice? How you will spend this money? In, I don't know, man. Watch, cars, beach, drugs. What do you do?
There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money.
In Brazil, have problems with that. The people don't like who make money.
Yeah, but there's nothing. Listen, if you're going to be an entrepreneur and you're giving value and you're making a lot of money, there's nothing wrong with having nice things and enjoying the fruits of your labor, right?
Yeah.
The key is not to get caught up in just like where it's like the more like your happiness is based on how much you buy with the money you make. So when you buy a car, you feel really good for a couple of days, and then it's like, all right, what's next? And you buy a bigger car or a house and a bigger house and a boat and a bigger boat. After a while, it can't just be about what you buy. If you're trying to buy stuff to make you happy, it doesn't last long. So it's really more about focusing on other things. Like I would focus on, for you, like getting involved in causes that you believe in, things that you believe in, like helping lots of people in the country, like things that are really, where you could take the money that you make and really put it to good use. I would really focus on that.
Perfect, excellent. And one thing that I would like to share with you is a specific moment in my company. We are always hiring a lot of people. In one specific hiring process, we was with a girl, make an interview in our company. And in one specific moment in the middle of the interview, she stand up, get out of the office, so pissed off with us, and anyone understand what's happened. After that, she made a complaint online, writing some things about us. And she writes something like, they are doing a scan, because in the office, there is a lot of sales guys on the phone, bring the bell on the wall, clap their hands when someone make a sale, and speak so loud. Everyone has tried to sell. So she understands that we try to attract her to sell something because their environment look like that. In the end of the complaint, she said that our office looked like the Wolf of Wall Street movie. And my question is, this is a complaint or a compliment?
It's a compliment. Well, that's a compliment. I mean, the question is what are you selling? Are you selling things that are helping people?
Yeah.
Are you selling things that have value? Or are you selling things that are not helpful?
Yes.
So what are you selling at your company? What do you sell?
We sell advisory for digital market advisor for other companies. We help other companies to improve your process of sales through the internet, you know. But she just a preconcept with us, you know. She
just
jealous don't get it. And
yeah.
we made this board to honor her, you know. We put in our sales team room.
Yeah, that's just, there's always going to be people like that. I wouldn't pay much attention to them.
Yes, we like it, you know. We like to be aggressive in our sales strategy, you know.
There's nothing wrong being aggressive.
Yes, you speak so loud, ring the bell on the wall, you know, when you make a sale, clap your hands, and this is cool, you know. The environment, the vibe is good for the sales guys, you know.
Exactly.
One another question that we have, we are a market company. We help other companies with our market process. And my question is, for us, market and sales is the same thing. They have the same goal. We like to say that because a lot of marketeers understand that marketing is so art, you know, makes things beautiful and not to make sales. And we don't believe in that. We believe that sales and market is the same thing. They have the same goal. They are in the different part of the process, but they have the same goal. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, that's exactly, marketing is really the process of identifying who the prospective buyers are, bring them into the sales funnel, and you close them using a sales process. So they're two parts of the same process of, you know, and they're both urgently important for a business to make money. Perfect. Equally, yep.
A lot of companies separate market and sales. You know, the market feel they are in the other division, and they don't speak with the sales guys, you know.
Marketing is just, it's about selling the next step in the process. You're just trying to get someone to the next step in the process. So, you know, again, when you see a really well-run company, you have marketing and sales working together, yes, hand in hand.
One thing, I have been working with a lot of salespersons in my company, and I try to understand what is the best behavior, the best soft skill that the best sales guy should have. And I believe, in my experience, that this is confident. She have to be confident, to look confident for the client. For the best behavior is that. Do you believe in that? What is the best thing, that the most important thing, the most important soft skill that the sales guys, the salesperson have to be?
Yeah, well, I mean, confidence is certainly important. It's really, but I would go further than that. It's really about the ability to be perceived as an expert at what you do. Mm-hmm. So it's appearing to be an expert, sounding like an expert. And that's confidence is part of it, having the right knowledge. So it's really a combination of confidence, skill, and the ability to know how to explain things in a way to people, to essentially get people to see things your way. You have to be a communicator, a great communicator.
And do you think the soft skill is more important than the hard skill?
It's not necessarily knowing about the product. So of course you want to know about your product. But it's, can you explain the benefits of your product to another person in a way that makes it very exciting to them, that makes them want to take action? Uh-huh. So you might know everything about it, but if you can't explain it to someone else, the key is, can you explain it? Can you make someone else see what you see? That's the power of being a great salesperson.
Sometimes I feel that the customer in my company sign the contract without understand what I do. Just sign because they like it, how I say what I do, you know, the environment, the vibe in my office. He don't understand nothing technical, you know, what we do, but they sign because they like how we explain, you know. Without understand exactly how it will happen, but they buy us. They buy the seller before they buy the product.
When I build a house, I make sure that there's electric lights and there's a switch. When I go home, I turn the switch. I don't need to know exactly how that switch connects to the lights and how every part of electricity works, but I still use electricity every single day. I don't know exactly how every algorithm of Google works, but I use Google. So I think there's a distinction of, you know, no, it's not so much knowing how something works, but understanding what the benefits are to you. That's the difference. So if someone just spends too much time explaining all the features of something, that doesn't necessarily mean someone's going to want to buy it from you. Rather, they want to know what advantage your service is going to give them. It's a very different thing.
Got it. We call here the jobs to be done. We sell the job done, not the job exactly. They want to buy what the product will get for him, not
Exactly.
the way.
It's the benefits. Exactly.
I like the gene, the gene example. You don't buy the gene, go to the gene. Anyone like go to the gene? They like to look better. They buy that, not the gene exactly.
Exactly.
The product there. Another curiosity that I have, you are here in the south of Brazil, in Gramado. Anyone outside Brazil knows Gramado, Rio Grande do Sul, south of Brazil. They know Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, but you are here. And my question is why you are here. You make a lot of things in your lives, you make a lot of money, you get everything that you want. We saw that in your things. And we are thinking, what you keep you motivated, what keep you pushing?
I love especially now, because you don't get to travel as much now because of COVID, right? So it's great to travel. But listen, when I go on tour like this, I'll work for a few days and make, maybe $400,000 or $500,000 US in a few days. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money you have. If someone's going to give you $400,000 US to work and to do something I love doing. I love speaking to people. I love training salespeople. So to me, that's a great way to make money. When you love what you do, I love training. I love speaking. Yeah. I love helping other people. I love all the emails I get from people around the world that they read my books and they really help them and they study my things and it makes them a lot of money. It's a great thing.
It's not a specific goal. It's the game. You like the game today.
I don't look at it as a game. It's not really a game to me at this point. It's just, I enjoy helping people make a lot of, other people make money, and I get paid a lot of money to do that.
Another one is, I guess a lot of people that make your question for you, but you have a beautiful history, everybody like it, and you made a lot of money. You made a lot of people get money, but in a specific time in your life, you made a lot of people lose some money. Do you have some regrets about this time in your life?
Listen, of course I wish that no one would have lost money, but, listen, I was dealing with very wealthy people that were investing on Wall Street and they knew what they were getting into. So yeah, of course it would be great if they would have made money, but it's not something that I'm like, oh my God, no one lost that much money to change their life. And also, all the people that lost money got paid back. So it wasn't, to me, I have a very clean conscience about it. And, today my life is about helping people make a lot of money. So I think everything ended up really exactly as it should.
Cool. And do you think that sometimes, I don't know you, but someone that are watching us, go from ambitions to greed? There's a little difference between this
Sure.
feeling.
Yeah, listen, the only problem with greed is that, it's not necessarily always bad, but it very often devolves into making as much money as you can, as quickly as you can, and you don't really care who gets hurt along the way.
Yes.
Versus ambition is about creating value and helping people and also making money as well.
Perfect. And you said that the most important thing is to be a good communicator. You are a good communicator, anyone see that? And do you think that you born a good communicator or you developed this ability, this hard skill to speak
I think some people are blessed and they're born as great communicators, and anybody can learn to become an effective communicator. And there's a certain level of excellence. Like I always say, listen, I'm not saying that I could take you and make you as good as me, but I could certainly train you and make you good enough so that you can do anything you want in life and have that as a major skill set.
Perfect. And one thing that I saw in your life, you was a good sales guy, a good sales person, but now you are the best for someone sales trainer. And do you think, what is more important? I be a salesperson or sometimes I try to be the sales trainer in my career, like a sales guy are watching us?
Well, listen, as the different things. It's nice to know, like for myself, that I know as a salesperson, I could always make money no matter where I go. It's a more valuable skill
Absolutely.
for me to be a trainer, so I can duplicate myself and have other people working for me.
I agree. That's it. I appreciate so much your time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Jordan Belvedere, the Wolf of Wall Street for V4 and their business to sell your business for you.